Welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to discuss about a crucial topic for anyone involved in automation testing using a Selenium and Java. Common exceptions you might encounter and how to handle them. So these things we'll understand in this video. Okay. So first exception is like no such element exceptions. If we are writing test scripts and we are executing them, so doing execution will face this kind of exceptions like no such element exceptions. Why will get these exceptions? Because of that it occurs when an element you are trying to interact with cannot be found on the page, like if there is a DOM like HTML page is there, so we are unable to find that element. So on that situation we'll get these exceptions. Because of that, like if you wrote incorrect locator, like the element locator, like if we have used id name xpath, so if we have used incorrectly, so because of that also we'll get this kind of exceptions, no such element exception. And because of timing issue as well, if like if we have used one of the elements we want to fetch, and the page is not loaded within that time, so like element might not present on the page when Selenium tries to interact with it. Okay, so HTML page is not loaded properly within that span of time, so because of that also we'll get these kind of exceptions. So okay, we understood why we got this exception, so we have to understand how to handle it. Okay, so how to handle it? So first we have to verify the locator, like double check your locator to ensure it correctly identifies the element. Okay, and by using some weight like explicit weight and implicit weight, we can able to handle these kind of exceptions. So how can we handle using implicit weight? Like use implicit weights to allow elements time to load, like if the element is loading within a 10 second of time, so we have to use here like driver.manage inside timeout, select implicit weight and just select 10 time unit dot second. Okay, here we are selecting 10 second of time because the element is loading within 10 second of time. Because of that we are selecting. If the element is loading within a 20 second of time, like it takes around 15 or 16 second, so that time uh, will change here value like 10 to 20. Okay, and if the element is taking means every time like a different time second, like time weight, so on that situation we have to use here explicit weight. Okay, by using the condition of that element, like if the element is taking expected like visibility of the element located, so by using this kind of conditions we have to wait until a certain element is not visible. Okay, so we have to wait by using explicit wait, we have to wait for certain period of time. Okay, so first exception we have understood, and we have understood the how to handle it. Okay, so second one is stale element exceptions, stale element reference exceptions, or stale element exceptions. These exceptions occurs when element is no longer attached to the DOM. If there is a page which contains like HTML, like a scripts is there, and from developer point side means they have means they updated their like HTML all the page, and that previous tag like previous web element they changed by like first there have some ID, but after that they have updated some HTML page, and the like from simple HTML to they have used their JavaScript like that. So because of that, the inside the DOM the element is no longer attached to the DOM, like no longer present inside the DOM. For this kind of situation we'll get stale element exception. Okay, and how to handle it? So if we are getting the stale element exception. So on that situation we have to handle it by using particular, like if there is a element and which have like uh, you we have to like find the element again before interacting with it. We have to understood like element have some id, class name or like that. So on the basis of that we have to that particular locators we have to find out, and on the basis of that we have to handle it. Okay. And retry mechanism is also there. By implementing a retry mechanism to handle a dynamic page changes, like if here we have used like for each for loop for like I is equal to from where initialing here I is equal to 0 to less than like after I less than or less than 3. So like that we are here we are using try catch block to handle stale element exceptions. Like that also using try catch also we are able to handle this kind of exceptions, stale element exceptions. Okay. So this is a stale element exception. And third one is timeout exception. When we'll face the timeout exceptions, it occurs when a command does not complete in a specific time. Okay. If there is a like because of that, if the like a script is running fastly but the site is not loading properly. Okay. So because of that we'll get this kind of exceptions. The page or element takes longer to load than expected. Okay. There is a google.com site is there, so we have to automate the google.com. So we wrote a scripts in by using java selenium. So the script is running proper way like fastly, but the google.com is taking too much time to load these elements. So because of that we'll get this kind of timeout exception. Okay. So how we can handle this kind of exceptions like a timeout exception? So there is way like we can handle it by using same here also. We have to use here explicit wait. Just wait your time based on your application performance. Okay. There is a site is loading taking around 20-second 30-second time. So on the basis of that we have to write a condition like WebDriver wait, new WebDriver, new WebDriver wait. And here we have to mention the until expected condition. Okay. Visibility of the element is located like that, and inside that we have to mention the element. Okay. So by using this will handle the timeout exception. Okay. So this way we have understood timeout exception, how to handle timeout exception. Okay. And fourth one, which is most common exception, like if anyone is performing like executing some test scripts in their Selenium automation framework, then he will 100% get this kind of exception as well. Element not interactable exception. This exception occurs when an element is found but cannot be interacted with it. Why will you get this exception? Because element hidden or disabled, like element might be hidden or disabled like that. Okay. So because of that there will be some ancestors, descendants tag will be there. So because of that we'll get this kind of exception, element not interactable exception. So same here also we have to handle like by using how to handle it. Check element state, ensure the element is visible and enable before interacting with it. And like that here we have to check the visibility of that element. And so by using explicit wait we can handle it. Okay. Here also see, if you have to handle element not interactable exceptions, you have to write a WebDriver wait, new WebDriver wait, and same like that until expected conditions in it, element to be clickable. Okay. Here the expected condition is element to be clickable. Okay, because of this condition we'll get we are able to handle this exception. And the last one is, which is the most common exception nowadays everyone will face, like WebDriver exception. Like, okay, WebDriver exception is a general exception indicating that the something went wrong with the WebDriver. Like if we are launching some like a Chrome driver or Firefox driver, because of the okay driver, so because of that problems with the driver setup or compatibility, because of this kind of things we'll get this kind of exceptions. Like if the browser might got crashed, or browser closed unexpectedly, because of that we'll get this kind of exception. Okay, how to handle it? We have to um, how to handle this kind of exceptions. We have to check the driver version, ensure you are using the correct driver version for your browser. If this then also you are getting the error, then you have to restart the browser, implement the logic to restart the browser if it crashes. Okay, so this way we'll understood the above five type of exceptions and how we can handle it. Okay, so like fifth one is WebDriver exception, element not interactable exception, timeout exception, stale element exception, and no such element exceptions. Okay, if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.